Today, we're going to take some time to remember the life and career of James Ransone. He was truly a one-of-a-kind actor, The kind of intensity he brought to the screen, it was just unforgettable. We're going to dive into his most iconic roles, the personal battles he fought, and the powerful legacy he leaves behind.
This news, it just came as a total shock to so many people. On December 19th, 2025, we lost an incredible and unique talent when James Ransone passed away. He was just 46 years old.
And later, the official report from the Los Angeles County Medical Examiner confirmed his death was an apparent suicide. It was just a heartbreaking end to a life that was marked by both these incredible highs and, well, some immense personal struggles.
To really get a handle on Ransone's impact, you have to start with the role that, let's be honest, put him on the map for so many of us. The one and only Ziggy Sobotka in HBO's The Wire.
I mean, if you watch Season 2, you know Ziggy. He was impossible to ignore, right? He was this chaotic, impulsive son of the union boss, Frank Sobotka, always getting into some scheme, always way in over his head. His whole story was this masterclass in tragedy, and Ransone, he played him with this raw, desperate energy that was just absolutely magnetic. But that breakout performance, it really came at a cost. Ransone himself called the role a real double-edged sword. Sure, it made him famous, but it also meant for years he kept getting typecast. It's that classic actor's dilemma, isn't it? The role that makes you can also be the one that kind of traps you.
But you couldn't keep a talent like his contained to just the Baltimore docks. No way. He went on to carve out this really powerful and important space for himself, and honestly became a true icon in the world of modern horror. You can really trace his impact through a whole series of key roles. He was the scene-stealing deputy in Sinister and its sequel. He flawlessly brought the adult, anxious Eddie Casbrick to life in It Chapter 2, and he starred as Max in The Black Phone. See, he wasn't just an actor in horror films, he felt like a vital part of the genre's whole modern comeback.
And he was a fierce defender of horror as a legitimate art form. Whenever interviewers would kind of dismiss it as a throwaway category, he'd push back with this fantastic line, bringing up the legendary directors of The Exorcist and The Shining. He took the work and the genre very, very seriously.
He also had this great sense of humor about his work. When he was cast as the older Eddie in It, he mentioned that his own brother pointed out the uncanny resemblance he had to the younger actor, Jack Dylan Grazer. Ransone's biggest concern was just keeping up with Grazer's incredibly fast way of talking, joking that if he could just keep up with the kid, he'd be all right. But for all the success he found on screen, his life away from the camera was a different story. It was marked by these really deep and significant personal battles. And this is a crucial part of understanding the man behind all those roles. He was incredibly open about his past, which included a really tough 5-year battle with heroin addiction. He finally got sober at 27, which was this huge turning point that came just as his career was about to reach a whole new level. Think about this. Shortly after getting sober, he lands this massive role in the HBO miniseries Generation Kill. But instead of excitement, he was just filled with this immense self-doubt. He even confessed that he thought, somebody made a mistake, this is too much responsibility for me. It's just a heartbreaking look into his mindset at the time, showing the incredible pressure he was under. Then, in 2021, he did something incredibly brave. He came forward as a survivor of childhood sexual abuse. He shared his story, on his own terms, finally shedding light on a trauma that he had been carrying for decades.
So, in the wake of this tragedy, how do we remember him? Let's take a look at his legacy, both as an artist and as a person.
David Simon, the creator of The Wire, who cast Ransone multiple times, released a really powerful statement. He remembered Ransone not just for his commitment to the work, but for his commitment to that camaraderie, the kind of thing that turns a film set into a family.
In an effort to create something positive from this absolutely devastating loss, his wife, Jamie McPhee, shared a fundraiser for the National Alliance on Mental Illness, really channeling all that grief into support for others who might be struggling. And this is so important. If you or anyone you know is struggling, please know there is help available. You can call or text 988 in the United States to connect with trained mental health counselors. Please don't ever hesitate to reach out.
James Ransone gave us characters who were just so raw, vulnerable, and completely unforgettable, and his art was so deeply intertwined with his own experiences. This really leaves us with a final difficult question. How do we remember an artist whose most brilliant work was so clearly forged in such immense personal pain?